Hello there everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is BoTalksMedia. Today we are predicting Nintendo's 2022 full release schedule with predictions for release dates for announced games and predictions for unannounced games that will be released this year. Now I'm going to switch over to a new little camera setup and we're going to discuss this, and I'll walk you through my process for why I'm predicting where each game will be in the 2022 calendar year. Alright, this is something I really enjoy doing every year, just trying to predict where each game will fall. Of course, there are already a few games we know about, like Triangle Strategy and Pokemon, that we'll still cover in this video. But it's fun predicting the unpredictable, really. Obviously, there's probably going to be more games than this, I would assume. Maybe some smaller stuff. Maybe something like the Metopia port that happened last year. Stuff like that. But in terms of major releases, this is what we're really covering. A lot of my predictions. I did a Nintendo Predictions 2022 video last week or a week or two ago. This is going to include the games I mentioned in that, so no spoilers if you haven't seen that. But as well as a couple others. Because that was more like predictions, like bets almost, whereas this is more me being kind of loose with my predictions and hopes, I guess I should say. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get into it. So starting off in January, we have Pokemon Legends Arceus. I'm super excited for this game. I cannot wait to make some content for this. This comes out in 2 weeks from when I'm recording this, so that's going to be amazing. Then February, there's actually nothing. And I don't see that changing, so I'm just going to leave that blank. But then in March, we have Project Triangle Strategy, which maybe I'll resize this here, actually. Sure, that works. And, of course, we just got the release date for this. It is Kirby and the Forgotten Land. Let me resize this a little bit. I don't have the exact... Triangle Strategy is, what, the 3rd? And then Kirby is the 26th, I believe. So, opposite ends of the month, but still pretty good releases. I'm myself personally looking forward to Kirby quite a bit. I really hope that turns out good, as I'm not a huge Kirby fan. I did a whole video on that game last week, so go check that out if you haven't. Now we're starting to get into a little bit of the unpredictable. Next up is a game that apparently has a release date that I didn't know about until literally today, and that is Advance Wars 1 and 2 Reboot Camp. Of course, this was supposed to come out on December 3rd last year, the same day as Pikmin Academy, but got delayed. So I'll put this right here. Sure. That's listed for April 8th, apparently. I saw it on the eShop, and I was like, oh, okay, I guess that's when that's coming out. So, pretty good, like, 5-week period right there with Triangle Strategy, Kirby, and Advance Wars. So, pretty good. Now we know nothing. This is where the predictions really start kind of coming in here. Now, it's January 16th when I'm recording this. There's no news of a Nintendo Direct anytime soon, so some of these games might not even happen, and I'm going to be ballsy with some of these. I'm going to be very ballsy with some of these. The first game that I am going to predict will be announced and then released very soon is, let me see, which one is it here? It should be this one, yes. I'm going to predict that a Fire Emblem game will be announced and released. Should it be in June or May? This is where I'm stuck. I'm going to say June. I'm going to say it'll be June. I think May, if we have a game in May, it would be akin to like Metopia, like a port, maybe like Star Fox Zero or something. But Fire Emblem, we're due. We are so due for a new Fire Emblem game. It's almost been 3 years since Three Houses. And for the past decade, we've been getting one like every other year, maybe even more frequent than that. So I think we are absolutely due for a new Fire Emblem game, particularly an Echoes game developed by Intelligent Systems that is maybe a remake of Genealogy of the Holy War or some sort of Fire Emblem remake. Hell, maybe even a full new game at this point with how long it has been since Three Houses and since Koei Tecmo did most of the grunt work for that. So maybe we are due for a full new Fire Emblem. But either way, Fire Emblem something in June. I think we are absolutely due for a new Fire Emblem game, so that is what I'm going to put there. And then we're leaving May empty. That leaves July, and honestly, these two are kind of interchangeable, actually, now that I'm thinking about it. So maybe Fire Emblem could be July. Three Houses released in July, right? So that's not too crazy. Next up, we have a game that is already announced, but people are very eager to find out when it's coming out. A lot of people might predict it's coming later in the year than me, but I think it will be a summer title, and that is Splatoon 3. Splatoon 3 has to come out in the summer. I think maybe Honestly, they could surprise us and be like, hey, Splatoon 3 is coming out in May. They could really do that, because that's when the first Splatoon came out. It's a perfect time, right at the end of spring, or July, early summer. You know, that perfectly works too. So anywhere in this 3-month span, I think we will see Splatoon 3, but I'm going to predict July just because I'm going to try to temper expectations. Hell, I guess it could even get pushed over here, but I don't think that's going to happen personally. So we're going to leave Splatoon 3 right here for July. And already, the first half of the year, first half, and I'm counting July as the first half, even though that's objectively not accurate. That's pretty solid. Not the best, but if we get that Fire Emblem there, that Kirby's really good. Pokemon delivers. Advanced Wars Remake, that's more for the niche crowd. Same with Triangle Strategy, and then Splatoon 3, that's really good already. Realistically, like, I know when people do these predictions videos, they always like, okay, what's going to be in every single month? Realistically, there's going to be some gaps. February probably not going to have anything. May could have something, but that would mean like July wouldn't have a game, or, you know, that kind of thing. Realistically, Nintendo's going to have gaps, because they like to push the second half of the year with more than one game a month, which I think will happen again this year. And actually, I didn't put it on here, and I'm not going to go and do that, but I do think there's a chance, a glimmer of hope in my heart, that a new Rhythm Heaven game could kind of take the spot of what WarioWare did last year in like September or something. That's just a little throwaway prediction, hope, I guess, dream prediction right there. Next up, let's see here. What do I think is going to come out in August? Honestly, I could see nothing coming out in August, if I'm being completely real with you guys. Yeah, I think August would be maybe a port or something, but otherwise nothing. Nintendo's been very quiet in August as of late. What was it? In 2020, it was Pikmin 3 was in August, or October, sorry. And No More Heroes was last year in August, but that doesn't really count as Nintendo. So yeah, I'm gonna leave August empty. I think we're going like an every other month kind of pattern here. But then in September, stuff really starts kicking off, and I realized I did forget another thing here, so I'll just have to duplicate a layer, and then you'll understand what I mean in a minute here. But I think Bayonetta 3 will be primed and ready for September, and like I said, maybe a nice little Rhythm Heaven to go along with that, because Bayonetta not really Nintendo. They're going to publish it, of course, and they're funding it, but yeah, Bayonetta 3, I think, is ready. It's getting ready anyway, and I think we'll be out in that area maybe October, maybe. No later than October. November, December, no. You don't release Bayonetta in November. You don't do it. I think September would be the perfect time for Bayonetta, and that's why I think it's going to come out there. Next up, so let me see here. I have to go through my Photoshop thing. Sorry, guys. Bear with me. Here we go. Yeah, let's do this one. This one was not in my Nintendo predictions video, and it is kind of a hope, and just, I don't know, I have this weird feeling. Emily Rogers was saying some stuff about a sequel that, you know, fans that didn't like it might not even care now, and it's just making me feel like maybe they are really going to do this, and that is ARMS 2. I personally love ARMS, and I would love to see an ARMS 2, but then there's all the talk of a new Mario Kart game, and of course it's the same team. I'm working under the prediction now, kind of, in my gut, that maybe they're making 2 games. Maybe we see Mario Kart 9 announced later this year, but maybe ARMS 2 is their forefront project, right? And I'm going to put this... Ooh. Maybe this could also be in September. Or maybe this could even be like an earlier in the year game and you swap Fire Emblem. Freaking out here, man. No, I'll put this in September. I think there's a good chance we see. Okay, this is cheating. Let's say that's not ARMS 2. Let's say that's Mario Kart. Either way, I think that's gonna happen at some point this year. I'm gonna predict September though. ARMS 1 came out in what, June? So maybe it would be earlier summer. But if they do it, but I'm gonna say September. I'm gonna lock it in. I'm locking it in. Cha-ching. What's next? We have October and November left, and December, which counts, I guess. Let's see here. This one isn't technically Nintendo published, but of course it is very Nintendo oriented, so I'm going to include it. I think Mario + Rabbids will come out in October. A lot of people are saying August because the first game came out in August. Nah, I think that game's a little further off than we think. So 2 months, not that big of a deal. I think we will see Mario + Rabbids Sparks of Hope in October, and that's that. That's Ubisoft, so it doesn't really pertain to this video, but it's a big Switch exclusive, so I figured I would include it anyway. Next up. Where's the 2023 page here, guys? No, I'm taking that off. I don't think Metroid Prime 4 is coming out this year. I really don't. There's been rumors of a Metroid Prime HD, not even trilogy anymore. The leakers have been backpedaling like hell to say that they're not saying it's a trilogy anymore, that it's just a remake of Metroid Prime 1. maybe that's real, and maybe that would be like a spring title. I certainly couldn't see them doing Metroid Prime HD as like a holiday game. But yeah, I'm going to go with no Metroid this year. I don't think we're going to see any Metroid game, which is a huge missed opportunity, by the way. I got to say that. It would be smart for them to release a trilogy or even try to get Prime 4 out this year after Metroid Dread's huge success. But I don't think they're going to. I think they're going to squander it, knowing Nintendo. Next up, this is the big one, that everybody's talking about and kind of curious about. If it comes out this year, and I do think it will come out this year, if it comes out this year, there's no other chance if it comes out in any other month than November. Breath of the Wild 2, of course. This is the biggest Nintendo game coming out this year, and it's, you know, people are really questioning, is it going to come out in 2022? I think Aonuma said at E3 last year that they're aiming for 2022, which means that, you know, they probably are, but maybe that won't happen. But I'm going to lock it in as November. That's me being optimistic. Realistically, we could see it get delayed to spring 2023, but I'm going to stick with my guts and say November for that game. I would love to see it earlier, maybe September. That'd be the earliest I could possibly imagine it. And if you did that, then you would probably swap arms too or something. There's that. We have 2 games left, guys. Let me see if I can even find them here. Actually, 3. Here, I need to duplicate something. Hold on, wait. Sorry. All right, I got to duplicate a layer. You might see some weird Photoshop stuff here. Sorry. All right. Ooh. Okay, I'm duplicating this. I'm duplicating the Arceus box art because I forgot to put this one here. I think Pokemon Gen 9 is actually going to come out this year. I know that's kind of weird because we haven't even gotten Arceus yet, but if you look at the teaming at Game Freak and kind of understand their staffing, you have to understand that Sword and Shield came out 2019. The B team, the remake team, made the DLC for that game and Legends Arceus. ILCA, whatever the hell, made that atrocious Diamond and Pearl remake, so that's not even related to Game Freak. So the core main team of Game Freak, the team that makes Sun and Moon, Sword and Shield, X and Y, I got that backwards there, but you know what I mean, that team has been working on something since 2019. 3 years normally is their turnaround time for the main team games. So even if you just look at it like this, Black and White 2010 in Japan, of course, 2011 for us, 2013 X and Y, 2016 Sun and Moon, 2019 Sword and Shield. If we're following that basic pattern, we could see Gen 9 come out this year, and I really think we might. I think there's a really good chance we do, in fact, because I think they're going to get one more generation out on the Switch before the next console. I think they always had this little bit of overlap where the new hot Pokemon games coming out on the old hardware. I think putting it out holiday 2022 leaves it just enough time for 2023, maybe even 2024, to have some Pokemon games on the old hardware, if that makes sense. I don't know if it does. But yeah, I think Gen 9 would obviously be November. It could maybe be in October, but typically it's that November game now, so that's where I leave with that. And then actually, yeah, 2 more games. So let me see here where I can find it. Which one is it? You're hiding me. This one is pretty obvious. I feel like it could be earlier in the year, but I'm basing this just on the fact that it's not even announced yet, and I don't really know where else it would slot in because I don't think it would be in the first half of the year, and that is Xenoblade Chronicles 3. We know Monolith Soft is working on this game. We know the composer said he's almost done with he is done recording the music for Monolith Soft's new game. It just makes sense for Xenoblade Chronicles 3 to be coming out. Maybe that's a new Monolith Soft IP and not Xenoblade Chronicles 3, but I do think it is XC3. I've never said that acronym, and I wish I never did. But yeah, I mean, Xenoblade Chronicles 3, it's happening this year for sure. Maybe this could be even, oh god, maybe I try to drag it through OBS. Maybe this could be August even, maybe. I could see that as the earliest point for Xenoblade Chronicles 3, but certainly no later than December. I think it'll come out in that window, probably December, me being, you know, the realist I am. And then this final game, this is the game that I'm not really sure if it's going to come out this year, but I hope it does for the fans of the series. I'm not personally a huge fan, and that is Pikmin. The issue is, I've worked out this calendar now, and I'm really not sure where it would fit. Maybe August, maybe May, maybe July. They could do, maybe, I like October. October looking good for Pikmin. Yeah, I think this won't be Pikmin 4, at least whatever the hell Miyamoto was talking about back in 2015. God, 7 years ago now. Can you believe it, guys? I think this will be, there's been rumors of Next Level making it. I could see that. It's been almost 3 years since Luigi's Mansion wrapped up. They tend to do various Nintendo IP, and they just acquired them last year, so it makes sense if they got a new game out. But yeah, I think it's time for Pikmin, realistically. I'm not talking about no Mother predictions or F-Zero, but Pikmin, Nintendo likes Pikmin for some reason. They really care about Pikmin. We just got the new mobile game last year, Pikmin Bloom, so I think the time is respectfully ripe for Pikmin. And that is my prediction list for this year, guys. I'm thinking about it. There are some other games that could come out. You know, Mario Kart, like I mentioned. What else is there? A new Good Feel game. The people that made Kirby's Epic Yarn and Yoshi's Crafted World, they could definitely be due for a new game. It's been 3 years since Crafted World now, so maybe them. Other than that, though, I think this is a pretty solid year. I mean, if we got this as our 2022, this would be pretty respectable, I think. The first half is a little light, if you're not a Pokemon fan, because then you have Kirby and 2 remakes, which frankly sounds pretty apt for a Nintendo Switch year. Every first half of Nintendo Switch's years have been pretty middling, in my opinion. Also, I don't know what the hell happened to Triangle Strategy up there, but that's gone. And then the second half is pretty loaded with, you know, Mario + Rabbids, Pikmin, Breath of the Wild 2, Arceus, and Xenoblade Chronicles 3. Once again, kind of a full focus on JRPGs and Japanese games in general from Nintendo. I think that's it's been kind of like clockwork around here for the past couple years. It really has. I think this, maybe not the best Switch year. Maybe if the 3D Mario got added in, I don't think that's going to happen. Maybe if that got added in, it would be like the Switch's best year. But as it stands, I think this will be one of the best years for the Switch. Probably the second or third best. Because 2019 was really good too. And obviously 2017 is their best year. But there you guys have it. That is my prediction list for Nintendo's release calendar in 2022. Of course, if you would make any changes to this, add your own predictions in. Let me know down in the comments below. I'm curious to get I'm excited to get a discussion going on this. For some reason, I just eat this up every year. I'm just like, okay, let me piece this calendar together. And of course, we should be getting a direct hopefully within the next month or so that will let me know if I'm right about Fire Emblem, basically. But until next time, guys, I hope you enjoyed. Bye bye.